Good evening. Tread carefully when you are making peace with people. Tread carefully when you are making peace with your enemies. Now, Abner, who was in the army of Saul, had war with Joab, who was in the army of David. And now, when Ishbosheth accused Abner of sleeping with Saul's concubine, Abner swore to support David. And then Abner, that is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3, verses 8. No, verses 7. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah. So Ishbosheth said to Abner, "Why have you gone in to my father's concubine?" Then Abner became very angry at the words of Ishbosheth and said, "Am I a dog's head that belongs to Judah? Today I show royalty to the house of Saul your father, to his brothers and to his friends, and I have not delivered you into the hand of David. And you charge me today with a fault concerning this woman? May God do so to Abner, and more also, if I do not do for David as the Lord has sworn to him." Verse 12. Then Abner sent messengers to his on his behalf to David, saying, "Whose is the land?" Saying also, "Make your covenant with me, and indeed my hand shall be with you to bring all Israel to you." And then the Bible says, that David later on made a covenant with who? With Abner, after Abner bringing in Michal, the wife that Saul had promised David. And now the Bible says, verse 21, then Abner said to David, no, verse 20, so Abner and 20 men with him came to David at Eblon, and David made a feast for Abner and men who were with him. Then Abner said to David, "I will rise and go and gather all Israel to my lord and the king, that they may make a covenant with you, that you may reign over all that your heart desires." So David sent Abner away and went in peace. So Abner was making peace with David's camp. So he met David, the king of Israel, that he will deliver to him the throne. David had not taken power because of Abner. Now, when Ishbosheth accused Abner of sleeping with David, with Rizpah, the concubine of Saul, Abner joined David's camp. Now Abner, on his way, David had told him to go with peace, and Abner went with peace. Now read where we have a change of events. At that moment, the servants of David, verse 22, and Joab came from a raid and brought much spoil with them. But Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had sent him away and he had gone in peace. So when David was meeting Abner, Joab was not there. And when Joab is coming back from the raid, Abner was not with David. Then it goes down and says, then Joab came to the king and said, "What have you done? Look, Abner came to you. Why is it that you sent him away and he has already gone?" Chapter 25, surely you realize that Abner, the son of Ner, came to deceive you, to know you are going out and you are coming in, and to know all that you are doing. Abner is speaking from a war point of view, from an war intelligence point of view. He was not there when David met Abner. Now Joab is speaking from a war point of view. But David, and when Joab had gone from David's presence, he sent messengers after Abner, who brought him back to the well of Sirah. But David did not know it. So, because Joab thought that Abner had come to collect intelligence, so he sent his messengers to him. And they deceived him and brought him to the well of Sirah. Now, when Abner had returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him privately, and there stabbed him in the stomach, so that he died for the blood of Asahel, his brother. Abner had killed Joab's brother when Abner was in the camp of Saul. Now, Abner had been accused in the camp of Saul for sleeping with Rizpah. And they left the camp and made peace with the camp of David. Unfortunately, he made peace at the wrong time. But David, being king, accepted his apology and accepted him to join his camp. And they told him to go in peace. And he went in peace, knowing that he had made a friend and he had friendship with David's camp. So when he is being called back by people from David's camp, he knows these are my friends, these are my brothers, nothing is going to happen. So he lowered his guard. Unfortunately, Abner had not been forgiven by Joab. Joab had not forgiven Abner. For as they were speaking, Joab killed Abner, and the reason he killed him is because Abner killed Asahel, who was Joab's brother. And then the Bible goes forth and says, and David heard about it. So Joab and Abishai's brother killed Abner because he had killed their brother Asahel at the Gibeon in the battle. This is what David had. And now David lifts his soul and laments over Abner. And he says, should Abner die as a fool dies? Your hands were not bound, nor your feet put into feathers. As a man falls before wicked men, so you fell. He is wondering, why didn't Abner fight back? And he had the ability. But Abner could not fight back because he had made peace with the camp of David. Unfortunately, he had not made peace with Joab, and he had not made peace with Abishai. So he died in thinking that he had made friendship. Many times Christians, we fall to enemies that we do not reconcile fully. Tukikosea mtu, we don't ask ourselves how much damage we have done. Ukikosea mtu mmoja, it does not mean the damage is on one person. The chain goes forth and forth. So when you now make peace with these people, with this person, you need to know how much damage you did and make peace with each and everybody who felt the damage. So Abner dies thinking that he had made friendship, and knowingly he had not made full friendship with the whole of David's camp. He had only made friendship with David. He failed to make friendship with Joab and Abishai, whom his brother he had killed. And if he had made it, then he will have lived as at this time. But he died because he never knew how much damage he caused when he was in the camp of Saul. So when we are in this world, let us be cautious. Let us tread carefully in the enemy lines. Let us tread carefully when we are making treaties. Let us tread carefully when we are mending relationships. When we mend relationships, we need to know first how much damage was done. In the order of apology, we need to know and accept our mistake. Then apologize for the mistake and promise not to do it. So Abner did not consider how much damage he had done, and this costed his life. So brothers and sisters, I beseech us, let us be careful on what we do to people, because it not only affects the first person, the second person, even to the third and fifth person. And when we make peace, let us make peace in the whole chain. Blessings, blessings, God all blessings.